Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. Today we're going to talk about which juicer I've been loving lately, which one I've been using, and why. If you guys follow the channel, you know that I have been using Judy a lot more. If you guys are new here, welcome to our juicery. We operate out of Northwest Ohio. My sister and I run this juicery. We are a two-person operation, and part of what we're going to talk today about is how we operate this juicery, serving hundreds of juices a week, just the two of us. These are cold press machines. If you guys are new here and want to check out the channel, there are playlists on both of these juicers, as well as at-home juicers. And if you're looking for juicing, we've got it here. I normally, for the first year that we've been open here at the shop for a year, and we've been in business for this is year 6. We operated out of a food truck. You can find that here on the channel too. This is the X-1 Mini. This is what I used for the whole first year. This Goodnature machine was new last year. We used it for a year. We got Judy in January, which is also a Goodnature cold press machine. These machines press with thousands of pounds of pressure. They actually press produce and make cold press juice. So the X-1 Mini is obviously just a mini version of the Judith, the big X-1. This juicer has been around for a long time. If you walk into a cold press juicery, it's likely that your juice is made on this. The reason I was using the Mini was because the flavor extractions were so good. It's obviously got a smaller grinder in there, so the more that you grind stuff up and the more that you cut it, you're obviously going to get a better flavor extraction. You're also going to get a higher nutrition content. So that's what was steering me away from using Judith so much, was the grinder mechanism is a little bit bigger. Just a little bit more intense. But, I mean, you're producing, manufacturing, with commercial equipment. This isn't like... Yes, there are different size blades, and we're going to jump into this video, but I've had a lot of time to play with Judy and to play with the blades, play with the press bags, and I finally feel like I got a good handle on it, and I've really been enjoying using her. So today we are going to dive into all things Judy and do a lot of comparisons against the Mini, as well as talk about my trusty sidekick, the Samick. If you guys follow me, you know that I love that thing. That Samick has allowed me to do double the amount of work in the same time frame. So as we've grown as a juicery, we're making a lot more juice, but I'm still doing it in the same amount of time, obviously with the help of Judy. But I need to stay on track. I wrote down some points so I don't ramble and go off on tangents, but let's get Judy set up and start juicing. I know we need some celery up front. We recently launched our coffees and matchas. If you guys want to check that out, it's some of the top videos on my channel. Yesterday we're cleaning out the fridges today. We get a big produce delivery tomorrow for apple cider season. If you guys want to stay tuned to that. I'm still rambling. Also got a new Keep Cup, eBay, $10, shipping and all. New Keep Cup, new me. Alright, we're all set up and ready. You might notice that we are going hopperless. Without the hopper, setup is super easy, it takes minutes. I would say it's even faster than the Mini. There's a lot less pieces. The two big shield things, the juice catcher tray. That's it. I put a little oil on the thing. I don't know what these are called. So it slides easy. It's recommended in the maintenance. I do need to look at that more in depth. Get some celery going. My favorite press bag currently is the tightest knit weave. It's very similar to the disposable press bags on the Mini. I did get out a nice pretty press bag for this video because this hasn't been oxy dipped yet. This is fully sanitized and clean. It is just a stain from turmeric. They look white just like this new once you oxy dip them and descale them. This is what they look like, brand new, bright and shiny. This is one in the middle. For a while there, I was using the Mini just because I was scared of the press bags, but we'll jump into the press bags, cleaning them towards the end of this video once we're done. But now I don't feel weird about them at all. I have a good cleaning method that I'll show you guys, and I feel 100% confident in the quality of juice that we're pressing. It's still just as good as the mini. This is a batch of celery. Some farms of celery, you can tell that they bury their. It's normal when you grow it to actually bury the celery stalk, so it's not exposed to the sun. So it is this white color. And some farms you'll get where they're fully like dark green. They've obviously been grown outside. This is a pretty white batch, lacking in chlorophyll. That was 10 stalks of celery in about 5 minutes. When I first started using Judy, I didn't have the knob open enough, so the press wasn't going fast enough. So it would kick off like halfway through the press cycle. I've now got it down to a good half turn. It is great speed. Gets a really nice, good press on it. Celery is easy to press. If you can get it ground up, celery is easy to press. Doesn't slip out of the press bag. Celery is what actually turned me on to using the Samick, because we were making so much of it. And the mini was just, it can handle it fine. But the mini is a made-to-order cold press machine. It's not necessarily meant to make celery in bulk. So I started using the Samick, which is what started the whole Samick revolution. With the help of the Samick, we can juice tons of celery on demand as we need in 10 minutes. We use a bottle return system here, similar to a restaurant. Customers bring back their bottles, they get washed and sanied here, then we refill them. Jordan's filled one today too. Switch out the bus film when it gets full. We wash them, they get run through there, then they get distributed to their specific rack. It's been a few minutes, so I'm going to retract the press chamber. And then as I'm juicing, I grab the dish rack with the bottles that I need. Easy system, works great for us, and it works great for our customers. They bring back 20 to 30 bottles sometimes at a time, so we're buying bottles at a cheaper price, and they feel good about recycling and not having to throw them away. I'm gonna press the rest of this quick. I feel like tomorrow's gonna be taking up a lot of apple cider pressing, so I'm gonna be proactive today and get that done. I'm gonna set you guys up on the vlog shelf. Thanks, Dad. And time lapse this whole process. Real quick, I just wanted to go over some pros and cons of this juicer. Pro, it's incredible at making a lot of juice really fast. This is the most juice we've ever made. Holy moly!
And a lot of them already picked up.
The ginger shots are all over the place. Oh my gosh, it looks so good! That's what it's big commercial juicer. It's good at what it does. It's advertised to make 1,000 juices a day. What's more important is you as a juicer. Are you efficient? There's so many variables that go into that number. The Mini is advertised at 100 juices a day. I can make well over 100 juices a day adding the Samick in addition to the Mini. Judy can handle the demand very easily without the Samick. It's just a different cleanup is a lot different. The Samick just makes it a lot cleaner process, which is a con of this juicer. If you don't have commercial equipment, commercial sinks, commercial hoses, and if you don't have the commercial kitchen to handle this commercial machine, it can be a little tough. It can be hard and just... wasn't that bad. And there's normally a lot of pulp in there. So much pulp in there. It's kind of wasteful, but it's just one of those things when you scale up to a larger machine. It's gonna be a little more waste. The tray caught a lot of that fell. So it's a lot easier to take the tray to the sink and clean it than it is to clean that up off of all of this. I would list the press bags as a con. It is a lot of cleaning. It's a lot of... It takes up a lot of mental space in my brain because I'm like, am I doing this right? Is this clean? Is this sanitized? Sometimes I will clean and sanitize the press bag multiple times just for some peace of mind. That is something that you have to take into account that doesn't exist with the Mini. The Mini, I can easily rest knowing that that is the highest quality juice that you can possibly make is on that Mini. I love the quality of juice that machine makes. If you don't have the Samick, the extraction, and you guys, if you watch me, you can find all these videos in the X1 playlist. If you don't have the Samick or that smaller, the better grinding mechanism, greens are hard to extract. You need something to really get in there and do that fine grinding. We are still pressing like flavor items on the Mini and then big liquid bases on Judith. It seems to be working well. If you guys want to check out that video where I kind of tinkered with the how to get the best flavor and make a lot of juice. We went over that a couple days ago. Definitely go check it out. I'll link it down in the description. Let's get to juicing. Fine blade is not going to get you, especially if you're coming from a Mini. It's just a totally different tasting juice. It's a totally different process. So I had a really hard time. Even like our superfoods like ginger, we weren't getting a good extraction. You really need something that's going to really grind up those herbs and spices, your lemons, things like that. I would list a con to this as it's just being for a juicery this small, 700 square foot, 750 square foot juicery. Judy is loud and big, and adding the grinder in addition, which is another reason I love the Samick. The grinder is just, it's intense, like to the point where we do have to, when I was juicing with the grinder on Judy, I would have to kind of tone it down and be like, there's customers in here, carrots are really loud, celery is really loud. It's just it's a big machine. It's designed to make a lot of juice really fast. It does require two 220 outlets. The Mini is just a standard plug-in. With the grinding mechanism on, Judy is a B word to clean up. She's a lot. Without the grinder on, cleanup is extremely easy. Judy is like 3 or 4 parts. You wipe her down, you sanitize her. With the grinder on, I have to bring over a bucket with Judy's wash down rated. If you have a floor drain, I keep calling her Judy. The X1 is what the X1 is Judy. You can literally wash her down. But with the grinder attached, there's pulp and produce and all kinds of things up in here. Without the grinder, there is none of that. It's just stuff goes in the press bag. That's it. There's no pulp everywhere. There's nothing. You can wash her down with a sandy rag, and that's it. All of these buckets, this 3-gallon juice dispenser, these are all on Restaurant Store. You can find them there. So if I had to pick now, if I was opening a juicery now, which juicer would I pick is the question I feel like I need to answer here. If money wasn't an option, and I knew that I was going to be in this long term, and with the idea that I wanted to do juice cleanses and really give it a fair shot, I would definitely buy Judy and the Samick. If you don't have a lot of money, I would definitely go for the mini and just save up to the point where I could buy a Samick. Adding the Samick to the mini allows you to take juicing to a whole different level. But the mini is more than capable by itself of handling and sustaining a juicery. We did it for a year, and that was with minimal time requirements. I wasn't juicing all day. It easily handled that. I would not buy Judy by herself, and this is all dependent on what kind of juice you want to serve. Obviously, you just want to be proud of the quality of product that you're serving, and your juicer needs to fit the demand that you're juicing. So that all needs to be in line there. If you're making tons of juices, obviously you need Judy. If you're making made to order juice, the mini is obviously, you don't need Judy. So with that being said, an average of making 100 juices a day, anywhere in there, if I had to pick between those two, I wouldn't pick Judy by herself, because you're going to need something. You're going to need a Vitamix, you're going to need a Samick to grind your greens, your ginger. You're going to need a little extra boost. But right now what I'm doing, and I'm really loving, is the Samick and the Judy combo. That's what I would pick right now if money wasn't an option. If I had to pick, that's what I'd do. But things change. If you guys have watched me evolve here, supplying the demand, you know that I went from the mini and the Samick to Judy for a while there, and I didn't like the quality of juice that we were producing. So I went back to the Samick and the mini, and now the something needed replaced on the mini. I started doing the Samick and Judy, and I'm really loving it. With the extra time, we've been able to launch 2 new products. We're constantly having daily specials in the fridge. It allows you to do more, and who doesn't want more time? That's what the Samick does. It frees up time to do different things. If money is really just not an option for you, and you are just pinching pennies to get your juicery open, Goodnature just launched a even mini, which is so cool. It's a made-to-order cold press machine that sits on your counter, and you can make a single serving of juice in a couple minutes. That is priced somewhere in between $3,000 and $4,000. If you are opening a juicery, there are options, which is so exciting. A year ago or 2 years ago, Judy was the only option, really good quality option. We love Goodnature. They're made here in America. We know the guys, the brothers that run the company. Their customer service is incredible. They locally source the steel out of Buffalo, New York, which is even cooler. It's a cool company. Moving on to our strong greens now. I want to show you guys this extraction off of our kale and our parsley and our lemon and ginger. This is why the Samick is so necessary. I've mentioned the Samick before, and I got comments like, that's a $3,000 food processor. It is. And if you Google commercial food processor, you can find it really easy. When I first started juicing on Judy without the Samick or any addition like a Vitamix or anything, I quickly noticed that the amount of kale that we were going to have to use to get this green color, to get the ginger flavor, the heat of the ginger that we like, to get the extraction that we like, we were going to have to use double the amount of ginger, double the amount of kale. So when you're looking at that price point of the Samick, just think about how much further your produce is going, and the flavors and the quality of juice that you're going to be serving, because every juice that we send out our door is an impression that's either going to leave an impression or it's going to be a forgettable product. So we don't want to serve something that's just going to be forgotten and dismissed. We want to serve a hell of a first impression when we send the juice out the door. We want to serve something that makes you go, I need to come back and buy that, and I need to come back and buy that again and again and again and again. Nailed it. Tacos are the shit. What's the date on the 30th? Dad is obsessed with iceberg lettuce. This is the reason I've been loving Judith lately. We can make really big batches really fast. The only difference between the X1 Mini and this and using the Ciamic would be that while you're prepping the necks, while you're grinding, this would be pressing instead of grinding, dump, grind, dump, grind, dump, one big press. You would be running the Mini while you're also grinding your cycles. We gotta find room for all this. Wrapping it up here on the last press cycle of the day. Yum, that looks so good. This is a batch of sour sweet greens, just apple, kale, lemon. One of our best sellers. Another point I wanted to mention, we do things here a little differently. We juice every day. A lot of juiceries will juice twice a week or once a week, or just depends on how you want to juice. So depending on what you're selling or how often you want to juice is going to determine the demand of the juicer that you're using. So if you want to make your 1,000 juices for the week and be done with it, Judy's definitely your best option. Another big factor that goes into this is serving size, which a lot of people just overlook completely. They, especially startups, they're working like with a Norwalk cold press or those hydraulic, just the little guys, and they're serving like a 16-ounce juice. When you just shrink that down to like an 8-ounce juice, we find that a juice is a juice, and serving size isn't so much important as just getting a juice. So lowering that serving size can definitely up your juice per hour count, or whatever you want to call that. A couple pro tips I wanted to mention real quick. Having a container, you're juicing this much juice. You want a nice strong container with handles that you can pick up and dump into your filler. I have been propping up the tray so I don't have to sit here and kind of tilt it and to get the juice to come out of the hole there. I do have a little guy down here that I swap out so I don't have juice running everywhere. I'm going to show you guys how to clean the press bags here in a sec. Once I'm done with my last press here, I immediately dump this out, rinse it out, and put it into hot soapy water. Press bags are really easy to clean if you get a good press. If your pulp is nice and dry and you got a really good extraction off of it, everything should just fall right out. This is the juice container that I was juicing into. I just dumped it. So what you saw me do was first rinse it out just face down, and then I flipped it inside out and I filled it with water and I gave it a good squeeze to get all the stuff out of the seams of the press bag. And then as long as you get a good press, there shouldn't be much pulp left in the bag. So I immediately get it into some hot soapy water, and then I will come back and I will literally be at the washing machine and wash this. And then I'll give it a good scrub just with this brush and sanitize. And then you can use like the Oxy dip or whatever your health department requires for sanitizing and whitening them. But other than that, it's not too bad. Once you get a hang for it, feel for it, they're not as intimidating as they look. All right, just in the bottling there that you saw me do, I've already got Judy like halfway cleaned up. I just gotta wipe her down and sanitize her. Show you guys the fridge. I sold all the strong beets. That's what's up. Jordan did a little sweet beet, strong beet deal. Man, that strawberry looks. Obviously, the most important thing when you're picking a juicer is the demand of, and future demand, near future demand, of the amount of juice you want to make. If you're just making a few juices here and there, you probably don't need this big of equipment. The mini is a great starter option. Then you can always add the Samicon, a little upgrade. That'll get you a lot of juice. Always look at your serving size. That's a huge factor that is overlooked. Yeah, Judy's been stealing the show lately. I really like her. I'm enjoying using her. She's easy to clean up. She's without the grinder on. She's easy to clean up. She's very helpful in juicing a lot. That wraps it up for this video. If you guys have questions, which juicer would you pick? Would you pick C3PO or the?
It's not C3PO.
I don't know why we have been calling it that.
It's M1.
It was MTO, made to order.
I'm so annoying.
We called it C3PO. The M1 that they just launched is the mini. Then there's the mini, and then there's Judy. Which one did you guys pick? Leave your answers down in the comments. If you're shopping for a juicer, that's really exciting. We had a couple in here a while ago, and they were just grinding. They were making hundreds of juices with a centrifugal juicer out of their home kitchen. They didn't even have a kitchen anymore. It was just a full-blown juicery. They were just putting in the work. So wherever you're at, you'll get to Judy one day. Just keep juicing. Tomorrow's apple cider launch day. We will see you guys for that video. Bring your flannels, your winter boots, and your cider drinking selves. I'm gonna finish cleaning up, and we will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
You know what I think my energy is?
The
I ran out of my B12, and I just got some more a couple days ago. And so I think it's really working.
Feeling good?
Yesterday and today are my list.
I need some B12 in my life.